I will tell you how to start your own home nursery business where you will be doing everything from the production of the products, in this case plants, to the final sale. I live in an agricultural region with a lot of farmers and nurseries, so I've been studying this market for years. I've myself grown and sold a lot of plants in the past, and I'm still selling in very small high-ticket niches. First, let's talk about sales. You should have your own website because it's the most time-efficient way to sell. But you should also, especially at the beginning, be selling on social medias, especially Facebook, Instagram, and maybe TikTok, because those are the best for that niche. The product itself has a lot of marketing advantages. First, because it costs almost $0 to make. Then you can produce a very high quality, again, for almost $0. It is made locally by you at the beginning, then your employees. Then it is a family business which has a very high value for some customers that want to boycott the big brands. You will be shipping your products yourself, which is a big advantage at the beginning because you can use fast shipping and branded packaging with your flyers and everything that is relevant for your customers inside. It's also possible to sell to local markets and avoid shipping costs altogether. If you want to grow, you need to think about scalability from the beginning. Your margin should include the average employee wage for the time when you will want to outsource the production or hire employees. When you will have a decent amount of customers, you can start selling ebooks, you can start doing online masterclasses or local workshops that you can outsource to local nurseries. You can even do training for professionals that want to sell their products online. You must know that this business often requires a specific business license, so make sure to check your local regulation. Let me tell you the points that will completely make or break your business, that will either make it very profitable or a complete waste of time. This is of course a market research. You need to be very diligent about it, especially in this business, because a lot of plants are not worth your time. That is why a lot of farmers and nurseries are barely making any profit, and on the other hand, a lot of small companies are making a killing. First, you need to decide if you want to sell locally or nationally, or even internationally, but this often requires specific permits from the buyer. Then you need to decide if you want to sell common plants, which are very cheap but sell in very high volume, or you want to sell rare plants that are very expensive but are quite hard to sell. You also need to decide if you want to sell to individuals or professionals. And if you want to sell to professionals, do you want to sell to retailers, to wholesalers, to architects, to landscapers maybe, to bonsai artists or anything else? Another important decision is, do you want to use organic or conventional method to grow your plants? At the beginning, I advise you to start multiple channels to check which one works best for you, which one is most profitable, and to train yourself with multiple species of plants. You need to pick a few volume plants that sell a lot, then some rare plants that are quite expensive, then a few slow growing plants, then you can learn the whole business. Let's take basil for example, which is the second best selling plant. The best thing is it only comes with 1 to 3 varieties. It sells from $1 to $3 a plant depending on the growth. You can easily sell it on the roadside or in local markets. And it's selling very high volume, and you can also plant it in bulk by the hundreds or thousands in a very short amount of time. Another example is tomatoes, which are the best selling plants. The downside is it comes with a lot of varieties, at least 10 for the best sellers. They're also selling from a very wide range, from $1 to $15, depending on the rarity of the plant and the growth. But the best part is they sell in very high volume, and most of the customers are buying more than one. They also can be planted in bulk by the hundreds or thousands like the basil. Then you can go on a whole other niche like indoor plants, succulent for example. They come with a lot of varieties, they are very slow to grow, which is an advantage and an inconvenience, but they are very low maintenance. They have a huge range of price, from just $1 for the very common to more than 100 for the very rare plants for collectors. What I like the most about succulent is the very high potential for cross-sell and upsells, especially from the premium pots that you can do DIY yourself with concrete or clay, for example, or you can do a partnership with a local craftsman and sell their products in your store. You also have very high cross-selling potential with premium soil, either from big brands or from your own DIY mixtures. The biggest downside is succulent is a 1x1 planting, or at least 5x5, so no bulb planting here. Another niche I like a lot is underwater plant because they have a lot cross-selling potential with fish or job service like aquarium maintenance that you can outsource completely. You also have tropical terrarium plants or orchid or small trees. Small trees require more space obviously and are very slow growing, but are very low maintenance and the price can go quite high, especially for rare species. Then another niche I love is medicinal plants. It has a very high potential for cross-sell and upsells, but the biggest downside is the business license, which is often very hard to get. Another idea would be selling seeds, but keep in mind it requires a lot of skill to make it worth your time. Overall, the nursery business is something I recommend for beginners with a very low budget because you will be able to learn a lot of things from local marketing, online marketing, to do your own branding, to sell in the mass market as well as the premium niches and much more. I hope you really like this video and it will help you to start your business. If that's the case, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you and see you next time.